focus there.
Yeah, of course, shields are always quite useful, especially down below. You gotta think of elbow there, where a shield is on the corner, and potentially shield right next to the door as well. You're gonna have to bring operators that bring them as their secondary gadget, which means that you might miss out on other stuff. A Citizen opens up the score. It's Bride taken care of. It's one of the two hard breachers that BDS no longer have access to now, which means that the hatches will be tougher to open up. Of course, still...
Hungry was there as a bit of support, but as Bride takes the first fight, that's an important pickup from Alems. Hungry bites back, though. Now he's gonna swing up the bottom, didn't expect it so quick, and as Bride sticks the plant, it's just Citizen left. He is the back corner of the site itself, but there's nowhere he can really go. They seem to have an idea on his number. He's going to find the first and swings round, goes for the second and finds it too. And now in a 2 versus nobody. Bride gets some revenge there just as Citizen started to do Citizen things. Patient, but as I said, Alems making the creep through on the opposite side. They're going to not quite get that behind the chassis, but no one's there either way. So it gives the game away that someone's making an approach. Sprays through, doesn't quite get the connection. 20 seconds now. They got to see if they can try and take the actual push. The first goes their way. The second goes back against them. And now they're going to see if they can lock it out. Citizen once again threads more than a kill around. There's one more. And if you said Shaiko hasn't quite shown up, Citizen definitely has 8 seconds left. Renshiro at least gets some revenge. Can't quite get the connection with the next. All they got to do is sit and wait. But they don't even give them that. G2, 3rd round. All he needed, there's the second pickup potentially. They would have heard each other's audio, maybe heard the drone pop up, but cannot quite get it. Bride gets the swing back around, still massively injured and still a lot to do, and now even less to do it with as Citizen finds yet another round, yet another kill. There's a lockdown, yet another double kill for Citizen now, 12-2. And it's up to Bride with not much health, but he doesn't quite find it as Hungry locks it off. G2, 4-1 so far.
As the grenades just keep on going in.
Now, this is the longest we've had every single player on the board now, so you assume it's about to explode as soon as the push starts to come through. Shaiko is in a position to swing around here onto the door. The blinds start to come through, don't quite catch him. There's the E1D and the smokes to lock the door as well. A lot of people can't quite see, but Renshiro finds clarity, and Alems gets the follow-up there. It's battled back and forth, but finally, they've been able to take some ground, and with only a handful of seconds, the diffuser cold, they've got to see if they can find this last firefight. Bride locks in on the back line, gets the first take, and it's the smoke on Citizen! Just on the freezer swing!
Had to go for it. The Banshee there really slowed him down, and just to help a little bit, just to protect the rotation possibilities a little bit, he might just as well be the very first victim of this round.
Oh, they are so close to lining it up, but Citizen once again strikes through, finds Alems, who has once again suffered on that early engagement here. Site itself.
The need to get the added control here. Everything is set up for it, and the Citizen is coming right from below. He's being quite careful about someone being available in that kitchen or able to continue to stand there. A grenade will be tossed in and can catch Shaiko off guard. No, but does get the ADS though. Continues to push on as he does get taken out, as he gets the kill into Bride. There's only 2 members left on BDS though. It's Rafal and Renshiro. They need to clutch this out if they want to live on, but it's Rafal left now and he's not on the site. RG2 aware of this.
Well, he's trying to desperately make his way back up the bottom of white stairs now, and Yonka's able to theoretically get the diffuser around there. Spraying and Scrappy and Virtue threads it together, and the first map goes the way of G2.
There you have it, the first one goes their way, and it could have been locked off just a little bit earlier if only that 5-1 scoreline would have come. He does get spotted. The sound of the beepers gives him away as well. 40 seconds left on the clock. There's not much time for BDS.
Well, Alems is going to see if he can drive his way through. They had the drone pushing Yonka into a more uncomfortable situation, and he's had to drop even further and further down. And they obviously still had the players on top of square as well, but here, stacked up, and that wall starts to fall. Alems has a bit of a clear sight onto a site itself, with Rafal trying to get a bit of a split push here onto that little box office, just so they can get that connection towards that default plant. But it's going to have to be a bit of a cautious pressure. 15 seconds, and Alems swings through, gets dropped down. Citizen is the door that they meet. 10 seconds, and the pings are still coming through. The drop comes on the hatch, the diffuser drops too, and they've just got to be able to make sure they can't quite get the connection with the floor, and they stick it through. Hungry locks it off, and BDS can't quite find the finish of a route through, and There it is. Renshiro takes an alternate way in. The call comes through, but Shaiko is making sure they can't quite get the cover there. Kayak suffers. Alems has finally found the fight that he wanted quite early on, and they're all built up right now. And as I said, they ignored blue before, and now they've sort of realized it's a bit open, so they're going to see if they can spread their wings through it. Yonka's trying to offer some cover. Citizen finds Bride in the meantime with Kayak down on the floor. It's Citizen for one more. Alems covered, and there's suddenly a fight with Yonka on the backside of open. Going to see if he can creep a little bit closer, and they've been able to actually find Kayak back up, and the spray's coming from multi-direction. They said, well, if you're going to try and take blue, we're going to retake open, and there it is. A trade once again comes through. Yonka locks it off, and now suddenly the diffuser's on the other side, and Renshiro is sat a little bit waiting on the flank here on open.
And every single member, I believe, at G2 has dropped down towards that basement. They know there's only 2 members left at BDS. They need to get that diffuser first, and there's a minute left on the clock. Let them clear it out. Let them waste that time trying to find any potential roamers still out there. Now, one of those drones does get spotted. Renshiro goes on the hunt as he descends these main stairs, but surely will be spotted very soon. As the Pels that is well aware, he gets the kill, but traded as well immediately right after. And they'll leave it only to Rafal out here to try and win this basement attack.
50 seconds, 3 versus 1, and his boots hit the ground quite heavily. The first fight, he can't quite get the full connection that he wants. Citizen knows he doesn't have to overextend. He's just going to wait and play against the audio, and just pulls back into the gold vault, and now he's going to see if he can go maybe for a little bit more of a solid stick. There's a head, there's a Citizen kill, and there is a G2 round. Hoping somebody would drift by. Shaiko is still around the top. He's found his way back up, and he's going to play with those lines that are absolute nightmares, because when those hatches are open, you can't entirely tell roughly where they are, but you sure can if that happens. The spray comes through, and Citizen locks it off as the Buck terrorizes the wall just on the split of the CEO side, and there's that opener, but look at this angle. Alem is waiting around the elevator shaft, and he goes unchecked. He might be able to find a strike, looks away at the worst possible moment, and Citizen is able to secure once again another kill, another double for his day. And now, with a very quick bout, G2's been able to try and take some of this vertical pressure. They've still got a lot of work left to do, and that's always the thing, is this opening minute and a half from them across the day on their attacks has been good. There's a lot of work left.
They would have watched that angle for just a little bit longer. They might have been able to pick up Rafal here, who is now trying to go for the challenge and will get a kill. Finds Virtue. That is the Buck gone. So there is not going to be as much verticality anymore. And it's going to be a second note. Rafal that gets picked up instead. Citizen with the triple. Doesn't even take a single point of damage here. Continues to go on and needs to find 2 more. Has the opportunity to go for an ace here. Question, of course, is he gifted it?
Well, that drone gets taken out by Renshiro, and that's going to be potentially someone else for Citizen to move in towards, and they still have an entire double down on the man advantage, and Bride still doesn't have a single kill or a connection for the game as of yet. Now's the perfect time for that stat to start to change. There's still 4 players that are dedicated to trying to lock you out, but again, this is when G2 starts to slow sometimes, regardless of the man advantage that they've had. We've seen them struggle in a similar man advantage before. It was a 5-2 that turned into almost a BDS round before. Now let's see if BDS can try and replicate that, try and bring some solidity. Yonka slips on by. Is able to find their way into the close connection here on the servers and the archives side even, and as that gets opened up, they're still just drone checking, but now that 50 seconds has turned to 20 very quickly. They're going to open up just by this mute jammer, and Bride is in a position to try and lock it off. 15 seconds, and there's the feet, and that gets dropped, and Bride finds his opener, and that is the diffuser, quickly picked up and changed sticks. They're going to see if they can get the connection, and it's Bride that locks it off with the shotgun popped off for 1 versus 1. Can't find it, BDS! Corner to corner, they're going to keep putting this pressure. There's still Shaiko to get through. There's still Tachanka flame grenades to get through. There's still potentially a bubble that's going to zap them as soon as they try and go for a default plant. With only 20 seconds, they really don't have time to bait or juggle this utility. A misplay from Bride, but he's able to at least pop one of those towards the far side once again. They've got themselves on the hatch pressure, but they're going to have to dig deeper than a default here. They do not have the time to wait around and waste on this fire. The smokes come through. The plant position comes out, and Kayak's going to see if he can stick it as the spray happens over the top and the shoulder. Now you expect BDS to try and apply some pressure here, and the push and the swing on the door itself. Shaiko gets the first. Shaiko doesn't get the second, but Bride sure does, and Citizen round finds it and puts it into a 1 versus 1. The verticality is what's currently in the favor of Renshiro, but with 30 seconds, they're going to take the drop, and Shaiko takes a round. Shaiko, even Citizen! It's the English Shaiko!
To get that kill. Instead, he will be droned into the main stairs now. The proximity alarm does go off. They are aware of his position, and as he tries to take the gunfight, he does not have any grenades left to try and use the utility to his advantage. There's multiple angles he needs to cover off, though. Traces the C4 and gets the kill in time.
There, Shaiko pulls himself a little bit further back, and Virtue's going to set up the drone. They've placed it. Now they're going to hold it for now as Shaiko waits for just some of this gadgetry to pop off. The spray comes through, doesn't quite get the connection that he wants, and it's able to take care of a lot of utility as Kayak suffers from the Tachanka on the door of the entrance.
Yeah, so the Shimikas are being launched in now. They need to get rid of that or push towards a secondary plant position, but they cannot do that as long as these cluster charges continue to go off and as long as Shaiko has a line of sight. Now, that one has been blocked out. It's Alems that tries and go aggressive and will find a kill, but he gets traded out by Citizen, who goes for a second and gets it down into Rafale as well. 45 seconds soon on the board.
Yonka goes for the stick, and Hungry gets Shaiko over the meantime, and now they've been able to find one more Citizen over the top, and it's Citizen locking it off either side. OT is where we go.
I'm not sure if that was just a quad kill or if that got close to an ace right there, but Citizen, what a round that was.
A little bit too high for the slow creep of the player. There's a shotgun just around the corner here that Kayak can't quite get past without some convincing. They're going to see if they can smoke off the movement, and the cover comes through. One more smoke canister in 15 seconds, and suddenly it's Citizen with a grenade and the go, go, go as they drive themselves to the back, break the camera, and see if they can stick it on the far side. But it's got to be a bit of a lockdown here. Bride tries to go for some movement. Hungry has the lockdown. Yonka with one more, and Citizen with a backline G2. It's down to Shaiko, and he's able to get the opening too. But with the two players left on the corner, they're able to slip their way out. They've got a bit of a crossfight and a fire either side. He finds one more. Can he get the last? It's a spray through over the top. He gets it, Shaiko! With a 4K to match the performance of Citizen the round before. Neither an ace, but both just as exceptional. The server stack itself, the drone is leading its way across the top as Kayak's in a position to pop, but it's Citizen that bites and almost gets bit back. Renshiro suffers next, but the Sledge has already been able to do a huge amount of work here, and as the wall for the default gets popped open, Citizen's not quite sure on where he wants to lean in because both hatches are being watched. The smoke canister drops a little bit of cover here. They're going to see if they can lean the backpack in and go for the plant. The call comes through, but there's a man on the hatch, sprays through, and Shaiko gets one, and Citizen gets one more and somehow finds his way out of there. And now it's a 2 versus 1. Bride's on the floor. They're not going to be able to get him back up. Rafale is trying to find some cover. A fantastic flank around one side. But this has suddenly turned into the Citizen and Shaiko show.
Honestly.
And they just keep stepping up. Put some pressure here. The smoke canister covers it, but it's Renshiro and a little bit of accidental fight on Renshiro. Renshiro and Bride keep BDS chugging along. Yonka on the far side is able to find one. It comes back round against them now, and that's Kayak. He slipped his way inside the site, is able to pick up a freebie because of it and takes care of the bulletproof, but those castles mean either side is about to become a pretty bitter fight. We are going to map 3.
Yes, well, they do survive for now on the back of some small errors.
2 here, and Yonka's suffering from every which way, and Citizen is at least able to get an opener here. Takes care of the player on the backside, but Bride means that he's the only player left, and Alems locks it off on the far side. BDS open up with an attack to pull away. They've at least opened it, and that might put a little bit of caution here, but look, ready to go. Swing around the fight. It's over the shield and over the top. The call will come through, and the first drop goes their favor. Yonka's caught out in the spray. Doesn't quite get the connection. There it is. Kayak over the top of the shield for one. Can't find the second, but there's Virtue with one more, and Virtue with one more. Rafale is all that's left, and Citizen equals the kill record for a series in Siege. Down there, but you can get creative in how you try and hold it off and hold them off.
Trying to get some more information out. A bunch of drones are being tossed into those main stairs, but not quite able to get a connect yet. Citizen returns fire. Just to find the kill as well. That is kill 51 of the series so far. Alems shut out.
Trapped for time. The mirror window on the instant call out is just going to give them the idea that someone's very close, and as they're trying to burn their way through, it's the pop, the dance, and the grenade that almost forces them out, but the Habana that's really going to cement it. Citizen, one more for the tally. The spray round onto the fake, but the drop of the mirror window just opens it up for Virtue to now put them into a 5 versus 2.
Good call to stay aggressive there. He knew it was going to be in his advantage, as he, of course, already knew where the Maverick was at that point. Maverick had no opportunity, Rafal that is, to lock into him before. This is only up to BDS now. Bottom of blue will be spotted here. Pings are coming out. He knows exactly where one is, but there's so many more members on the side of G2. Finds the first, though. Junker taken out, but still needs to go for the ace clutch. Finds another one before he gets taken out by CTZN, who is now on kill 52. I'm quite confused. They might have tried and thrown Magnet through or something?
I think BDS with a flash on one. They're waiting for the push on the other. There's a great take by CTZN against Renshiro. Really shouldn't have found it, but at this point, with his day so far, I guess nothing is undoable. Shaiko.
Here as Alems is slowly creeping around the bar. It's CTZN waiting for his 55th kill right here. He's trying to go for it, and we'll find it as well, but not before the kill on Junker came through.
They took fights. Ooh, and they didn't quite take that
C4. He was going to get that one, but he didn't. And that means there's 60 seconds left. The main weapon of G2 has been taken out of the equation here. And now the rest of G2 need to push through. It's their time to shine. It's Hungry that gets the very first and brings it back to a 4-on-4. A bit of cover is out there, but smoke canisters block their line of sight into the gym. As 45 seconds are on the clock, they need to start pushing through. There's still a yokai in place. The kills and the trades are continuing to happen here. And as the plant surely goes through soon, it's the yokai that gets taken out next. 2-on-2, and we continue going on for the trade.
Now they're going to see if they can try and fight their way back through. Virtue's baiting on a plant on the opposite side as Hungry has all the lockdown and control he can muster here behind the gym materials. They're going to see if the solidity is all that it can keep, but it's the swing round, it's the BDS round, and it's the end of the road as we find BDS are maneuvering forward and G2 so close, but unfortunately it goes the way of the French.
It definitely does. We have some nice music with it as well. Of course, not a French operator, it's a Spanish. That's the nice thing, I guess, from the whole Elite customization. We get these nice intros.
Yeah.
But either way,